Hello everyone, welcome to Monday Morning Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfield and I'm here to help you understand all the goodies that happened last week and really the great stuff that's about to happen in the upcoming trading week. Of course, we are all neck broken from the unbelievable volatility that happened last week with Trump's tweets and trade tariffs and 10% swings up and 6% swings down. All in all, by the end of the week, S&P up over 5%, so who's complaining? I love it. Give me a nice bullish market. I'll take it any day. That said, what are our drivers for this week? Well, a lot of it happened because of the earnings announcements. Friday, we had a lot of financials reporting earnings, and they were great numbers from a lot of those major banks this week. We're going to see a lot of earnings announcements as well, and there are many banks on here. There's 151 companies reporting earnings this week, and on the heels of JPMorgan, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, BlackRock, that all posted really nice numbers, we start things off on Monday with Goldman Sachs, the old GS reporting, as well as M&T Bank. Even more financials on Tuesday with Bank of America, Citigroup, Interactive Brokers. Then we move over to United Airlines, J.B. Hunt Transportation, and Johnson & Johnson. Wednesday brings us Kinder Morgan. You've got Abbott Labs, Alcoa, U.S. Bancorp, and Las Vegas Sands. Thursday, the big first Magnificent Seven stock. I don't even know if it's Magnificent Seven anymore, but Netflix, United Health Group, American Express, Taiwan Semiconductor, and Huntington Bank shares. And that, my friends, is it for your earnings week. Now, Friday, really no big names to speak of, so I'm jumping past that one. Now, last week we had the CPI and the PPI numbers, which were shockers, right? Really low numbers there, actually showing deflation for both CPI and PPI. We don't have any real bellwether economic data like that this week, but we do have retail sales numbers, and the good news may continue to flow. When we look at our retail sales numbers, you can see here that it's been a little bit choppy, mostly above that zero line. Our most recent reading was 0.2, as you can see here with that little red box. Where are the expectations going to be? Well, if you look over the past 2 years, you're going to think it's going to be below 1. Well, no. Expectations are we're going to come out at 1.2. That's a really nice jump up there in retail sales, and maybe, just maybe, this is because people are scrambling to buy products from China before all those tariffs hit and prices start to go up and give us some nice inflationary pressure. So maybe retail sales and Trump's comments have been surging retail sales, getting us to go and buy stuff when maybe we didn't want to buy it. I know I went out and bought a new pair of shoes and a couple other electronics made in, that's right, China. Anyway, let's move on to the next big piece of economic data. Of course, central banks around the world are the ones that are on the hot plate right now, trying to figure out what they're going to do with regards to interest rates. This upcoming trading week, we have the Bank of Canada coming out with a rate announcement. That is going to happen on Wednesday at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time. No big surprise here. It looks like they're going to keep their rates at 2.75%. Anything that deviates from that could create some pretty big shocks in the market. And finally, our last piece, the man, the myth, the legend, Jerome Powell will be speaking at the Economic Club of Chicago. That's going to happen at noon on Wednesday. Of course, we know that this is important because when Jerome Powell speaks, the entire market listens. Now, normally I would say Jerome Powell is the most influential person in the world. Let's be honest, he's taken a second seat to President Trump and his Twitter account and Truth Social account, which have a ton of volatility addition to this market. So should be a pretty exciting week. Earnings really are the main driver for this week. And of course, any surprise announcements from Trump with regards to tariffs in China, reciprocal tariffs, etc. You'd have retail sales numbers coming out. And of course, a speech by Jerome Powell himself on Wednesday. That, my friends, is your Monday Morning Must Knows. We'll see you next week.